Once again, check out Flow TV this weekend for the Music City Nationals. I said my buddy Tim is going to be out there helping Connor Fields on the interviews and stuff, so should be fun. Watching Music City Nationals is fun anyhow.
Got some air in my tires finally. Dude, that was riding flat. I was wondering why I couldn't get no air.
So yeah, check out the Flow TV. 50/50 was making its way around still, and the Snack Shack's going. Hopefully the Snack Shack has their world famous cheese covered Pop-Tarts, because I need supper. Stop over there, get yourself something cool to drink, a bite to eat. We are back here racing this coming Wednesday. Or no, pardon me. We are back here Sunday the 1st, and then Wednesday the 4th. Sorry about that. Practice Tuesday, Thursday is weather permitting, of course. We've been getting pounded with rain, but the track is in great shape. So a little bit of wet spot down there in the very, very low part of turn 1, which is pretty much where you don't want to be anyhow. So we're doing good. We'll get flag parade going here in just a few minutes. Check your motos, whether you check them live or on the board. Check your motos. Any trouble with those motos, let us know. All right, gonna get things going tonight with our Flag Parade National Anthem. Looks like a few of the Skull Crushers out there gonna carry flags for us tonight. Thank you, guys. So, if you're able, please stand and remove your hats for tonight's National Anthem. Thank you, racers, and thank you to Kunis Ford. I couldn't think of a worse time for someone to sell a car. I'm pretty sure they fire off that train whistle when someone sells a car. So as soon as the printer prints out the rest of the motor sheets and we get the scoring department back into the scoring department, we will get tonight's race going.
Check, check, check. All right, before we start, everybody, I want to thank everybody for coming to East Moline BMX, but we have an opportunity to teach you guys something, especially our younger riders and parents. Please pay attention. If you are at a BMX race and the machine is running, the race is moving fast. The gates are dropping. Your little kids are in staging. And there's something wrong. Your kid has a problem. There's somebody in his gate, right? You roll up to staging, and you're supposed to be getting in this race right now, and there's a kid that's already in that gate. And your little kid is like going, I don't know what to do. The starter's dropping them fast. The stager is already behind, and they're not helping, and your kid is confused, all right? You have about probably 10 seconds to either do something or you're going to stand here and the gate is going to drop, and that's your race. You know you're racing these kids, but one of those kids is in your gate, all right? So what you do, Z, give me that bike. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a total of 0 people that have ever taught anybody this around here or in general. But the move is this right here, okay? You take your bike, and you stick your front wheel right there. And you try to get the starter's attention, right? The starter might not be paying any attention to you. You could be in gate one, and he's already over there. This will get somebody's attention, okay? This says everything is going wrong. I'm confused, but you've made it this far. So I'm just trying to tell you this. If this happens to you, maybe it's 1 in a million races, but it happened to one of our kids, and it could have happened to a few of them last week in the state qualifier. So if you're here in the gate, you have seconds to do this, and most little kids will never do this because they don't know how to do it. You got to get up here. You got to make some noise. You got to get to the starter. Go get in the starter's face. You say, hey, something is wrong, because I'm telling you, at the big races, the gates will drop, and your kid will be standing behind this gate, and it happens. I mean, sometimes we do that. Sometimes we make mistakes, but I will try to call it back because, if we make a mistake, I want to fix it. But at these bigger races, a lot of times they just move on to the next race and they kind of forget about the kid who's still standing there trying to figure out why there's somebody in his position. Anyway, crazy stuff happens in staging, and that's just kind of a public service announcement, maybe something you've never heard before. But we've always known, us older guys, you get your wheel in front of this gate, and then, you kind of call a timeout. Most little kids won't do that, and your parents are usually on the sideline trying to figure out why your kid is still standing back here. I hate hearing about it, and I heard about it a couple times, so I'm just passing that information on to you. Let's carry on. Good luck tonight. I hope it never happens to you.
All right, thank you, Paul. 30 big motos of BMX action coming your way. We're going to get things going with balance bike racers. Looks like Frazier and Chopa out there. I got to think you guys are ready, because if you're ready, I'm ready, and here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Chopa with the whole shot. Frazier out there in the 2. Both these racers doing it out of Kelowna. Chopa's 3, Frazier is 4. These guys might even go to the same preschool. Who knows? Chopa going to take that one in. Frazier in there on the 2. That is Moto 1 balance bike racer. 7-8 open in the gate. Donnell McKay and the Outlaw Fisher Jones.
That's a move nobody teaches. Stick your wheel up there if you don't know what's going on.
All right, looks like the Outlaw out there in the 2 working his way into the 1. Not sure who that is in front of him. Could be Donnell. Jackson McKay taking the 3 in there. Moto 3, McKay, Ogden, Weniger. Already looking at the moto sheets, noticing some missing names. I got to think and hope that they are down racing Music City Nationals in Nashville. The Reeves and Cash Peterson are there. Looks like the 2 ride on the top side going to be Weniger. Weniger on the 1, the 880, Brantley McKay out there in the 2. This is Moto 3, 910 open class. It's going to put Harmony Ogden on the 3. Harmony's running my favorite number. And I tell you what, I'll give a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup to any kid that can tell me why that number is my favorite.
95.
No, not what it is, but why it's my favorite. Paul just guessed 95. No, the number is 138. Nope.
You're not 130.
No, I haven't weighed 138 since about 4th grade. 11-12 open, Moto 4 gear, Ashby, Swan, Hudgens, Helke. And the fact that I'm offering up one of my precious Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, oh man, Ashby just parked Captain Elbows up in turn 1. He is not taking that lightly. Bobbing and weaving, slamming and bamming. He's like, this is the hardest I've seen him work. I think Swan might be upset with you, Ashby. Yeah, it was clean. It was clean. I tell you what, both those moves were clean. That's some serious BMXing going on out there right now. And we're only on Moto 5. Remley Hanley, Captain Chaos, Corbin Miller, and Brandon Kime. I'm sorry, Braden Kime. Inside line, going to that gate 8 racer. It's going to be Miller. Saw Miller tearing it up. Ooh, nice move out of Kime. Kime just put the hurt on Corbin Miller. Miller hanging on. The old guy back there. Schneider, I'm officially changing your nickname to Captain Chaos. It's easier to say than Captain Insano. Oh, we got a pile up in turn 3. Hang on to that gate, Joel. Not looking good down there. We'll get him checked out. Pretty sure that's Braden Kime. We're going to check on him down there. How much money you got in there? Any ideas? Think you beat Rockford yet?
Yeah.
I laughed out loud. I couldn't.
Were you there?
Yeah. I didn't do much. Once again, checking out Kime down there in turn 3. I looked away. I don't know what happened, but there was definitely a pileup. He's standing. That's a good sign. Stretching it out, working it out. Looks like Kime's going to get back on, finish it out. Looks like he took Miller out with him. These guys are going to be back for round 2. All right, $296 before the split. So, yes, we already beat Rockford's state race. You know, I try to be the bigger man sometimes, but somebody on the gate said it for me. Oh, my goodness. The rivalry continues. Moto 6, McBroom, Hurst, Natasha B., the Jaybird, and Cora the Explorer. Jaybird out of the center, doing it for Green Tree and Standard. Looks like Hurst trying to work the inside. Could be Cora the Explorer diving in there now. Jaybird, then the Demon, 1 and 2. Cora the Explorer in there. The 4 bike, it's going to be Natasha B. in there. And Sophie McBroom getting thrown into the cruiser class for the older ladies. Sophie is the 8-year-old out there with our 13, 14 cruiser girls. Nice race down the finish line. Hurst giving the business to the Jaybird. Oh, boy. Call that one, Sarah. Sarah just earned her 45 cents. I don't know. We started paying her. Older ladies cruisers coming at you. Coach Jill, Baby Metal, the Bulldozer. And ladies and gentlemen, I was as surprised as you were when I was sitting in my truck earlier on the phone and I saw Miss Kitty roll in. Good to see you, Miss Kitty. BMX racing legend, Miss Kitty Westenauer. Coach Jill taking that one in. Baby Metal on the 2, the Bulldozer on the 3. And we will let Miss Kitty finish this one out. That's where you're at. Johnson, Pavlonis, Dr. Jones, and the Ben Dog. Pavlonis on the 1 right now. I was speaking of being surprised. I was surprised Pavlonis didn't go to Nashville today. But he's out here right now tearing it up. Got the, that could be Beef Johnson doing it for Green True Standard. Uh-oh. I'm going to staging. Ladies and gentlemen, track operator Paul DePau.
Last turn. Saw Young Money out there. Rep Pavlonis, Griffin Beef Johnson in the 2 spot. Dr. Jones in the 3. And the Ben Dog. Nine is your moto. Nice start out of Z-Man. The Shredder in the 2 spot. Patrick Lightning McGee in that 3 spot. Coming around the mountain. Z-Man lighting it up. I don't think he can keep the tires down. Watch this 3rd straight. Let's see what happens. Float. Yep, he can't stop. Z-Man, the Shredder, McGee. Single file into that last turn, looking like that's how they're going to finish out. Ten is your moto. Whole shot going to Kime time out there. Maybe Shopa. Going into the 2, Remley in there, and Jacob Yeager. And you knew it was only a matter of time before we called him the Jaeger Bomb. It happened. Kime up front, Remley in that 2 spot. Yeager in that 3 spot, Shopa in the 4. That's how they're going, 11 in the gate. I'm going to call it 56 and over. Oh, Denniston snuck in here. I didn't see him. Shane Big Wheel Voisine, Knight Rider, Greg the Knight Rider Knight, Michael Burke. Binky Denniston up front, straight out of Ottumwa. Ottumwa in front. Burke right on him. Knight Rider in the 3. Knight Rider might have a computer on his bike that talks to him during the races. You'll have to see for yourself. Denniston Burke. This is the 3, 4, and 5-year-old class tonight. We're calling it 5 and under, but we got 6 of them with ages ranging from 3 to 5. Coming around the mountain right now, Stevens out of Bettendorf. Working it. Second place ride. Looks like Wreck-It Beckett ends. 3rd place. Castle, I think. Racing Grayson D in that 4. Maverick Uptown Brown in the 5. And one of the other Castles out of Cedar Rapids. I got to figure out the number. And I can tell you who it is. Oh, so close. I think it's L out there, maybe. Carson Castle, the 3-year-old right there in the 6er. Give it up for him. Yeah. We've got 2 3-year-olds out there tonight. Racing Grayson is also 3 years old. That is an incredible 5 and under class. Carson working that last turn. And making it happen. Looking good. All those riders got 2 more laps to go tonight. Thirteen-year moto. Ben Dog comes out looking over to the right. Well, he's going to end up seeing Jalen Ramos, who's leading this one right now. Ben Dog in that 2 spot. McKay in the 3. Tilly Weniger in the 4. Jalen Ramos might be next up in line to turn intermediate. I'll have to get his win count, but he's got a few. McKay making some moves. Ben Dog trying to hold him. Gets back up into that 2 spot. McKay chasing in the 3. Weniger for 4. Moto 14 in the gate. Gay popping. 8 Navis. Frazier Goodman. Sophie the Flying Squirrel McBroom. And Lucas Schrum. Schrum, McBroom, Frazier, Jackson Goodman. Schrum leading the way right now in the last turn. Single file's got Sophie the Flying Squirrel chasing him, but I think he's going to make it. Frazier for 3, Goodman in the 4, 15 in the gate. Gay popping. Porter looks over to the right. What's with everybody looking over to the right? He's going to basically see Van Zuten, who's coming over to the left. Makes sense. Superman in that 2 spot right now. Easton Yeager in the 3. We're calling him the Jägermeister. It's just right there. I couldn't not do that. Ogden in the 4 spot. Superman giving Wesley V some heat. And that's how it's going. 16. Yeah, I'll do that one. 4 riders coming at you, 11 novice. Gear up front. Second place ride, bump. Brockton bump. Third place ride right now, that is Peyton G. We're calling him Nitro. And he's in his first legit BMX race, official regular race tonight. Third place ride, Eleanor McBroom. Or fourth place ride, up front gear, bump. Peyton G. And Eleanor McBroom, that's how they're going to the finish line.
There needs to be the flying. Kenny Jones and Shady. Gage Jones on the 1 right now. Gate 8. Sexton Ford ride. Tearing it up right now. Going to be Jones on the 1. No plate behind him. It's like Shady out there in the 2. Braden Shady doing it out of Eldridge. I am not going to tell you an Eldridge story. Sophie Kinney out there on the 3 right now. This is 15-year-old novice class. Looks like Gage Jones going to rock this one coast to coast just like that. Moto 18, 17, 20 novice. The Bulldozer. Ari Onyx and Jeremy Castle. Doing this without my glasses. Just asking for trouble. Where did I put my glasses? Yes, that's them. Bulldozer with a whole shot, tearing it up right now, leading the pack in and out of turn number 1. Going to be Castle out there on the 2. Castle coming from Cedar Rapids to race with us here at East Moline. Nice to see him. Arionyx out there on the 3. This once again is Moto 18, 17 to 20-year-old novice. Bulldozer got a good lead right now on Castle. Ari dismounts. Looks like she's going to be okay getting back on the bike. The Bulldozer going to take that one in for the win just like that. Moto 18, Moto 19 on the gate. Going to be Zimmerman, Wally Beast, and Jordan Ramos. No, just got 7. 7-year-old intermediates on the track. Is Ramos in the red? Ramos, yeah. Ramos goes up high. Wally Beast stays down low, makes the move, gets the twofer. Gets the BOGO and almost takes himself out coming out of there. 3 wide heading into turn number 2. Oh, there just wasn't room. Ramos had to shut it down, went elbow to elbow with Wally Beast. Now he's making his move back in. Oh, Ramos has to dismount. On the 1 right now, going to be Zimmerman. Still making a race out of it, though. Wally tearing it up down that last straight, and Zimmerman getting a little bit of space on him now. Ramos back on the gas. That was fun racing right there. Thanks, racers. All right, 9 intermediate, 7 wide coming at you. Kaczynski, Max Power, the Outlaw, Speed Bump, Brantley McKay, Talia Donnell, and the Voodoo Child. Looks like Speed Bump out in front. He went out and over, shutting the door on Fireball Kaczynski. Believe it or not, folks, all 7 of these racers, all 3 rounds, because we do it total points here, East Moline. All right, this just in from our track operator. Speed Bump won in Rockford, and if he wins tonight, it's going to happen. Kaczynski hanging on to the 2 right now. Got a race for 3 and 4 right now. Coming down that last straightaway, it looks like the gate 8 ride. That's the Outlaw. Fisher Jones takes over the 3 spot. 11 intermediate. 50-50 making its way back out of the tower. If you didn't get in on first round, catch up with our track operator, Paul DePaul. Right now, the Demon, Ryland Hurst, leading the fellas in and out of turn number 1. She's got the power coming out right now. Still going to be the Demon, Ryland Hurst. Paper plate right behind him. I think that's Hudgens. Hudgens must have wrote his number on his plate with an ink pen because I can barely see it. It's a good thing I recognize him. Out there in the 3, going to be Dr. Jones. And Lightning McGee out there on the 4. But Hurst putting the hurt on the boys right now. You guys better get a move on. You're going to get beat by a girl. All right there, Hurst taking that one in. Moto number 22 on the gate. 14 intermediate, Goro, the Big Show, Bentley Shekels, and Natasha B. Natasha B settles into the 2 spot between the fellas out there right now. Going to be Goro on the 1. Goro, Natasha B, and the Big Show. 14 intermediate coming at you. All 3 of those racers looking fast and smooth. Goro looking fastest right now, though. Going to take that one in for the win. Natasha B on the 2. And the Big Show, Bentley Shekels on the 3. 56 and over inner. Knight, Bedford, Miss Kitty, and Burwell. Knight gets the snap on Bedford. Burwell trying to make it around the high side. Buff looking to the inside. Nowhere to go. Knight sneaks in there on the 2. Bionic Bob hanging on to the 2 spot right now. Or the 1 spot with the 2 plate. Factory SC, Greg Knight in there. Doing it for gate 8 and Green Tree. Oh, whoops, sorry. Kurt, I'm sorry. I forgot. That's just habit. Gate 8 and Sexton Ford. How's that one? Going to be Buff Bedford. Miss Kitty out there on the 3. Look at Knight working Burwell at the line. Nice move. I'll let Miss Kitty finish this one out. Good to see Miss Kitty out here at East Moline BMX Speedway. She usually makes it out here for our big races, but good to see her on a local. 13 girls X, Whitmarsh, Hanley, Johnson. Whole shot going to Hannah the Hurricane Whitmarsh. Jaybird on the 2 for Green Tree and Standard Bike. And Cora the Explorer on the 3. Whitmarsh tearing it up right now. Jaybird starting to reel her in a bit. Still going to be the Hurricane Factory Sia ride. Hannah the Hurricane Whitmarsh hanging on to the 1 spot. Standard Green Tree ride of the Jaybird on the 2. Skull Crusher ride of Cora the Explorer on the 3. Moto 25. This is going to be a fast one. Pavlonis, Ash, Winiger, Johnson. Some of the heavy hitters down in Nashville out of this race. On the inside right now, the 2 ride. That's going to be Weniger. Oh, Weniger blows a grip. Nice dismount. He saved that one. Wow, that was impressive. Leaves the door wide open for racing Rhett Pavlonis. Pavlonis on the 1. Weniger needs to get those clip grips. Pavlonis going to walk the dog. Oh, Beef Johnson giving up some ground to Chandler Ash. Johnson hangs on for the 2 Ash, and I am very impressed with Tatum Weniger for not actually crashing. He hit that step up one-handed and just ran it out. 12X. Moto number is 26 out of 30. Helke, Honer, Ashby, Shelton, Swan. Looking for Kime. Are you going to make this one, Braden? Looks. Yeah, I think I see him coming up, Megan. Not quite there yet. Captain Elbows on the 1, Double A on the 2, the 20 ride. That's going to be Shelton. Shelton getting some heat out of Helke, and the Purple Python of Brody Honer on the 5 ride. Right now, though, all about Captain Elbows. Captain Elbows in Double A having a really nice race earlier. Shelton almost gives it up to Helke. 14X on the gate. Hanley, the Super Sport, and Miller. Oh, nice snap out of Miller. Holy cow. Back in the 80s, they'd have just called Miller for a slingshot. He just rolled back about 9 inches before the gate fell. I'm really glad they don't call slingshots anymore. Still going to be Miller. 3 ride out there on the 2. It's going to be Hanley and the Super Sport on the 3. Miller tearing it up right now. Oh, man, this kid's got style for miles. Miller doing it for gate 8 and Sexton Ford. I'm going to walk the dog all the way down that last straightaway. The hand grenade in there on the 2 and the Super Sport on the 3. Moto 28 winding down first round. Racers get back up to staging. Motos to staging. We're going to run them straight through because we do it total points these days. Kiosk, Spiker, Kime, and Baby Metal getting tossed in with some of the fast fellas tonight. Holding their own, though. Right now, though, on the 1 with the 1, Braden Kime. Kiosk on the 2, doing it for Team Iowa and Rudy's Tacos. Crazy Train, Cameron Spiker, and Baby Metal. Rounding that one out. Now, Kiosk putting some heat on to Kime down that last straightaway. Kime going to hang on. Kiosk got a little bit out of rhythm. 17 to 20 expert. I think we'll call it 17 to 50 expert. Earl Miller getting tossed in with 2 of the fastest kids on the track, and one of them's his fault. Bailey, Double J, and Miller. I thought that was the other Miller out front. Sorry about that, Earl. I didn't mean to just start a soap opera. Remember, folks, all calls from the tower are unofficial. I looked up and saw that jersey. I thought it was Corbin. Burke, Culver, Captain Chaos, and Dennison. Dennison trying to get out in front of Captain Chaos out of gate 9. Schneider hanging on to the 1. Going to be Schneider, Dennison, Culver now working Burke. Trusty Steeds ride. Jerry Dennison working the outside of turn number 2. Can he make it happen? Dives to the inside. Gains some ground. Keep an eye on turn 3. Schneider, that's a little out of rhythm there. Dennison trying to catch him. Culver jumping his way in there. Burke doing it for strange motion. Dennison, he was out there looking for the turkey's nest. And Culver going to steal the 2 away from Dennison. That is round 1. Boy, I don't know. I've made some pretty serious faux pas in round 1. I think it's about time to retire. They won't let me quit. Balance bike racers making their way out to the last straightaway. We're going to run them, and then we are back to regular motos. Round 2. If you're not in staging, you should have ought to be. Fraser Chopa. All right, if you're ready to go, we're ready to go. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. Chopa, then Frazier. Chopa running a little bit out of gas. I think he needs another juice box. Going to be Chopa and Frazier 1 and 2 balance bike races. That was Moto 1. 7 and 8 open Moto 2. Going to be Donnell, McKay, and Jones. Gate goes down. Whole shot goes to the outlaw. Fishy Jones on the 2. Going to be Talia Donnell. Doing it out of McChesney Park. Coming down to race with us here, East Moline. Thanks for making the trip. On the 3, going to be Jackson McKay. Still on the 1, though, the outlaw. Talia Donnell looks like she stole one of Skittles' bikes out there. That thing is bright. She's seriously racing in Crocs? God, how far away are we from clipless Crocs? Moto 4, the entire moto. You need to be in the in the chutes. You guys, you got to run your chutes. Megan's she's gonna lose it one of these days. Moto number 3, McKay Ogden Weniger. Gate goes down the 2 ride. Tatum Weniger. Weniger on the 1, doing it out of Silvis, Illinois. Still looking for the rest of Moto 4, are we? Good for Helke and gear and staging. That moto is in the gate. Helke and gear. Your moto. Meanwhile, Weniger leading the parade. That is Moto 3. That's 9 and 10 open class. So Moto 4 is 11 12 open. Gear, Ashby Swan, Hudgens, and Helke. Still looking for gear. Here he comes. All right, once again, Moto 4, 11, 12-year-old open gear, Ashby Swan, Hudgens, Helke. Whole shot, double A. The Swan clowning around this time. I think he's scared of Abel. I don't want to start any rumors, but I think he's scared of Ashby. Helke out there on the 2, going to be Hudgens, gear, and Swan. We're rounding that one out. That is 11, 12-year-old open. 15 and over open. Remley, the hand grenade, Brendan Hanley, Captain Chaos, Corbin Miller, and Braden Kime. Whole shot goes to Miller. Imagine that. Schneider trying to find a way in. Kime out there on the 3. Aaron Remley on the 4. And nice X up out of the hand grenade, Brendan Handley. But right now, Miller got this one wrapped up, taking that one in for the win. Moto 6 getting locked and loaded. 13-14 girls cruiser, Hanley Johnson, Sion Hurst, and Sophie McBroom. Looks like the Jaybird working it from the outside, but Natasha B gets the inside line, and Hurst now. Hurst sneaks in, threads the needle between those two racers, takes over the 2 spot. What's she got for Natasha? Heading in there to turn number 2. Natasha B hanging on to it, coming out of there, but Hurst, she's hitting the afterburners. She's trying to lay him down. Jaybird trying to stay in the mix. Hurst moving up on Natasha B now. Keep an eye on that last straightaway. She's working her. Who's got the smooth down that last straight? Oh, man, Natasha B by like half a wheel. $335 before the split in 50-50. That's like 3 Rockford races, isn't it? Oh, wait, is this thing on? Oh, the ladies cruisers coming at you. Coach Jill, Baby Metal, the Bulldozer, and Miss Kitty. Coach Jill, topside ride. Baby Metal in there on the 2. The Bulldozer and Miss Kitty rounding that one out. I'm going to take off a little earlier than I did last time, just to make things better.
O'Malley, O'Malley.
Did I catch you with a mouthful of popcorn? Yes, you did. I'm sorry.
The Bulldozer. Kitty Westenauer. I think I've known Kitty Westenauer for about 32 years, maybe.
That's
She used to come to Green Valley BMX and race.
No, that's impossible. Miss Kitty's only 28.
Well, that's true. She'd roll into Green Valley. She couldn't call if it was a rain out because we didn't have a phone out there back then. Back in the olden days of the early 90s. Whole shot Pavlonis, Griffin Beef Johnson in there. Third place ride is Dr. Jones. Ben Dog in there for the 4. Coming around the mountain, Pavlonis. Pavlonis going to Copenhagen. Going to race the Worlds. Second place ride, Griffin Beef Johnson, Jones, and Ben Dog Adams in the gate, number 9. If you're wanting 50-50, come see me in the top of the tower. We're at $335. Pretty good. Swan, Shelton McGee. Right now, Swan making it look real easy out there. Shelton, nice manuals. McGee trying to hang with these guys. Swan just floating it. Swan's got a backyard track that could be described basically as totally dangerous. And he rides it so good, and you can see that. Cruisers coming your way. Kime, nice start. Shopa trying to get in there. Remley. And the Jaeger bomb. Kime just about checked himself into the dirt. Shopa. This is where Shopa used to pass me all the time. Kime holding him back. Remley. We're gonna have to get a readout, I think, from the tower. We'll have to call the drone. I think Remley cut the white line. Might have shaved off 4 or 5 feet into that turn. Your moto on the track. Dennison out of Ottumwa. I don't think he got the start. I think Burke had a nice pop. Dennison getting that whole shot. Burke right there. Knight Rider in the 3. Shane Big Wheel, Voisin. One of Shane's favorite songs, Proud Mary. Big wheels keep on turning. Dennison's got some heat. Burke working him. Dennison giving up the ghost. Not quite. Calvin with a hole shot, leading the 5 and under pack, charging hard into the first turn. Coming around the mountain, second place ride, Beckett Ince. The Castle crew in this one. Fourth place right now, Maverick, Uptown Brown. He's got Racing Grayson working him. Carson Castle getting some assistance on that jump. That is okay. Kevin right now checking out. Carson Castle out of Cedar Rapids got a pretty good pit crew. Stevens didn't stop pedaling until he was about 15 feet past the finish line. That's awesome. Beckett in the 2. Castle's got company. Maverick, Uptown Brown. He didn't stop pedaling either. He was looking for a longer finish line, I think. Castle's still out negotiating straightaway number 3. For a 3-year-old kid, doing pretty darn good. Into that last turn. For those of you who don't know, we have SLH picks on the scene tonight, so check out usually a link on East Moline BMX Facebook page. Sometimes it's just on its own. SLH taking great pics of these riders. Third team, big Ben Dog Adams in just about every moto tonight. Leading it into the first turn. I think he's just warming up. Ramos with a nice rail up high. Look at the speed he's carrying. We got a race for first. McKay and Weniger. Ben Dog trying to hold him off. Ramos putting the metal down on those pedals. Making a pass, maybe not. They're racing for it. Ramos not going to give up. It's going down to the last straight. Who's got the pedal? Ben Dog, Ramos. Working that rhythm section. Still not over. Oh, man, I bet Ben's tired after that one. Good race. Whole shot going to McBroom. Flying Squirrel had a great start. Schrum takes it away. Moves into the 1 spot. Moto number is 14. McBroom chasing Schrum right now. Little Frazier in that 3 spot. Jackson Goodman in the 4. Sophie not letting up on the pressure. Schrum's got some heat. Schrum might just about be intermediate. 15 in the gate. Nice start. Out of West V, he's got the Superman on his tail. Third place ride, the Jägermeister. Easton J. Harmony Ogden in that 4 spot. Next week, the triple track throwdown. Waukegan, Elgin, and East Moline. That series ends on Sunday. It starts on Friday night. 3 tracks with a shared award. Elgin, Waukegan, Moline, or East Moline next weekend. The triple track throwdown. You go to all 3, and you're going to get a pretty cool award. Bump up front right now. Gear in that 2 spot. Lead change. Third place ride. Nitro in there. Eleanor McBroom. in that 4 spot. Peyton G, first official night of BMX racing. He's been running the league, and he wanted to knock out a local race. He's here. We'll see him tomorrow at 10 o'clock again. McBroom also. – 17 in the first turn, Shady Jones and Joe Kinney. Sophie Joe. Jones leading it right now. Second place ride, Braden Shady. Almost said Brady Shady. Braden Shady in that 2 spot. Sophie Joe Kinney in the 3 out of Eldridge. Couple Eldridge riders in this moto. Jones up front. Shady right there. It's going to go to Jones. 18 in the gate.
The 17 to 20 novice class coming at you. Nice moves out of the gate from Castle, but I think Eddie might have get him. Right there, she got him. Topside ride goes to the bulldozer, Mason Eddy. Going to be Eddie Castle and Arionyx. Ari having a little trouble down that 3rd straight last time. Let's see. Let's hope. Let's help her make it smoothly down that straightaway. Eddie hanging on to the 1, heading into turn number 3. Castle trying to chase her down. Looks like Eddie's got this one wrapped up. She is going to find the stripe first. Castle and Arionyx on the 2 and 3. Zimmerman, Wally Beast, and Ramos. Now this one was a heater last time. Let's see if they can do it all over again. Wally Beast letting them go. I don't know if Wally's looking for the reel in or what. Zimmerman and Ramos. And Wally Beast finds the 2 spot, threads that needle behind Zimmerman and parks Ramos behind. Yes, this entire moto could be a textbook for upcoming BMXers. Zimmerman on the 1. Ramos trying to reel in Wally Beast. Wally Beast still hanging on to the 2. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this one ain't over because there goes Wally Beast. Oh, Wally couldn't make a stick. Now here comes Ramos working Wally Beast down the last straightaway. Zimmerman taking off on this one. Ramos not going to give it up till after the line. I think Wally Beast held on to the 2. 9 inner, big one. Voodoo Child, Donnell, McKay, Bump, Jones, Max Power, and the Fireball. Top side of this one again, still going to be just like last round. Speed Bump with Kaczynski in there on the 2. Remember, with a win and only a win in next round. Speed Bump. Big things are going to happen for you. Kaczynski hanging on to the 2. Jones works his way into the 3 spot. Nice move. All right, 11 intermediate out of the gate, on to the straight. Going to be Hudgens, Hurst, McGee, and Dr. Jones. Hurst on the 1. She beat the boys in last round. Can she do it again? Oh, we got a pile up turn 1. Check on those racers. Leaves the door wide open for Dr. Jones. We're going to check on those racers. Looks like somebody got their bell rung out there. We're going to get them untangled. It's Hudgens and McGee trying to sort things out there as Hurst takes the 1. And Dr. Jones going to take that one in for the 2. He managed to work his way around the chaos down there. Looks like Hudgens back up and at it. He's probably going to roll that one in for the 3. We are checking on McGee. Fox back up and at him. Looks like Lightning McGee going to walk this one off. We'll see if he's going to be back around for round 3. was a little bar banging going on down there, turn one. Sometimes it happens. Goal, the Big Show, and Natasha B. Getting lined up for 14 intermediate. Moto number is 22. Winding them down. Don't forget, two rounds of foot down. Going to happen in between rounds 2 and 3. And we have no qualifiers tonight. Everybody racing all the way into third round as we do total points here at East Moline BMX Speedway. I knew up in Rockford I had a couple racers asking me about transferring, and they're just not used to it. So if you go out of town, you got to watch your moto sheets. Goro on the top side of this one right now. Big Show hanging on to the 3 spot. That puts Natasha B in there on the 2. Goofy Goro going to find the stripe down there at the end of that last straightaway for the 1. Shekels trying to reel in Natasha B. I don't think he's got enough gas in the tank tonight for that one. 56 and over intermediate. Burwell, Miss Kitty, Mike Bedford, and the Knight Rider. Knight Rider gets out good. Burwell's on the inside, though. Burwell now sneaking into the 1. Bedford trying to sneak in there on Knight. Can't make it happen. Knight settles into the 2 spot. Skull Crusher ride, Bionic Bob Burwell on the 1. Knight working him now. Gate 8 Sexton Ford ride. Mike Buff Bedford in there on the 3. Miss Kitty hanging on to it out there, in and out of turn number 2 as Knight and Burwell trade spots. The Knight Rider taking over the 1 spot. If Burwell blows a pedal, Buff going to coast that one in. And Miss Kitty going to make it down and around. I spent quite a lot of years on Team Strange Motion with Miss Kitty. And boy, was she the ultimate pit mom. You did not leave a water bottle sitting around. Whitmarsh, Hanley, Johnson. Factory C ride, Hannah the Hurricane. Whitmarsh gets the whole shot, kind of shuts the door on the girls behind her. Jaybird trying to get around Cora the Explorer. Cora having none of that. Oh, Whitmarsh jumping the step into turn 2 and pedaling over that table. Oh, Jaybird working Cora the Explorer now. Cora trying to hold on to the inside line. Jaybird, she might have a little slingshot coming out of turn 3. Jaybird takes over the 2 spot for Standard and Green Tree Brewing. Behind the Hurricane, Hannah Whitmarsh. Moto number 25 finds its way onto the track. Going to be Pavlonis, Ash Weniger, and Beef Johnson. Pavlonis on the 1 right now. Weniger having a little bit of trouble last race. Hopefully that never, ever, ever, never, ever happens again. Pavlonis still hanging on to the 1. Beef Johnson on the 2. Chandler Ash trying to work him coming out of turn 2. Ash gaining a little ground on Beef Johnson. Pavlonis starting to check out of this one. Weniger sitting in a good 2 right now. Beef feeling the heat from Chandler Ash. Starts to lay him down. He wants to hang on to that 3 spot, but here comes Chandler Ash. Gate 8 Sexton Ford ride. Working the Green Tree Brewing ride to the finish line. Beef going to keep on the gas and hang on. Helke Honer, Ashby Shelton, Swan. Swan now, no clowning this round. Laying him down. Ashby trying to catch up to him out there in the 3 spot. That is the 28 or the 20 ride. That's Shelton. Shelton got Helke and then Honer. Swan making it look easy out there. This kid probably puts more time on the dirt than anybody. Swan going to walk that one in. Ashby, Shelton, Helke, and Honer going to round it out. 14X, Hanley, the Super Sport, and Corbin Miller. Miller doing it from gate 9 for gate 8. That was almost a good one. The hand grenade on the 2, Super Sport on the 3, doing it for Right Cycles just down the street. Go down there, buy you a Kona mountain bike. I almost said Kona motorcycle. Miller losing a little ground to the hand grenade and then gaining it right back. Man, that kid's fast. All right, moto number is 28. Kios out good out of the inside. Kime working it out of the center, though. Braden Kime now shuts the door on Kios. Crazy Train Cameron Spiker on the 3 and Baby Metal on the 4. Kime jumps and Kios manuals. Guys are out there looking smooth right now. Kime on the 1 still, doing it for Skull Crushers. Team Iowa ride, Wesley Kios. Doing it for Team Iowa and Rudy's Tacos. 17 to 20X. I'm going to do my best not to say anything stupid this round. Ebert's Bailey Miller. Hot money is on Earl Miller right now. He is about 75 to 1 odds. Call your favorite sports betting. Topside ride going to be Bailey. Bailey out there, Double J. Hey, Earl, if you really want to, you could protest because Double J doesn't have a plate on his bike. I'm just saying. What's that? Yeah. Hang on, Miss Kitty. He's on his way. Bailey going to take the win, Double J. And Earl the Pearl on the 3. Last moto round 2 gets set up for foot down shortly. Dennison, Captain Chaos, Burke, and Culver. Captain Chaos on the 1 right now. Dennison trying to find a way in. Burke now working Dennison coming out of turn number 1. Scotty Culver jumping his way down that straightaway. Still going to be Captain Chaos on the 1. Trusty Steeds ride. Dennison. Culver way up in the air. Schneider, looks like he's got this one wrapped up down that last straightaway. The rest of the guys bunching up behind him now. Schneider, Dennison, Burke, and Culver. Give Scotty Culver a second to catch his breath, and he'll get going on your foot down contest. Don't forget, top prizes to foot down riders. Coming from Rudy's Tacos. A couple more water bottles heading your guys' way. And remember, if you win, you're going to foot down and get a Rudy's Tacos water bottle. If you take it to Rudy's Tacos, they'll fill it full of Dos Equis for you. Thank you. Wow, who's got the squeaky brakes? Need to get you some Diddy oil on those. All right, next race out here at East Moline BMX Speedway is that Sunday, June 1st race. That's the 3rd race in the 3-track challenge. And then we're here that Wednesday, the 4th, starting the summer series, Wednesday night summer series. So get yourself in on those. Lights are still on over at the Snack Shack. That means they still got cheese sauce warm. Head on over there, get yourself cheese on anything. Wow, that's a long line over there. That is good to see. Thanks for supporting us out here at East Moline BMX Speedway, folks. 50-50, last I knew was over $300. So we'll play some foot down and get ready for round 3.
Check, all right, clear the track, riders. Clear the track. Main events coming up. Main events. Watch out. There's some balance bike riders out there. And clear the track, guys. All right, hot food sold out at the Snack Shack. That's pretty cool. That's cool. Clear the track, riders. Clear it out. Balance bikers. I think Bentley might be stuck in suspended animation on the face of that jump. 50-50, I think, is $345. If you want some, you got to come and see me. I don't think I'm going to make it back out. Yeah. Definitely. Got some potential move-ups coming in these main events tonight. So we're going to see how that plays out. If you could stick around when the race ends, we'd love to speed tarp this track so we can save it, just in case. Definitely a tarping party.
I caught that Proud Mary line.
Shane got him a job in the city. Working for the man every night and day. Clear the track. Balance bikes loading up. I don't know how many there are, but it looks like 2. I'm going to turn it over to Shane.
Frazier, Shopa, both waking up from their naps in time to make it to round 3. If you're ready to go, we're ready to go. Sarah's not there, but we'll score it from the tower. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Shopa. Shopa, hope shot. Frazier. There in the 2. Oh, rider down. Pops right back up. The staging lanes look incredibly empty. I tell you this, Megan will have none of it. We're going to send it. Moto 2 is locked and loaded and ready to go. If you're in Moto 3, here she comes. Sarah's already passing out trophies. Do you need me to save these motor sheets?
Sure.
Okay. I think we're good, guys. All right, thumbs up from the scoring department, also known as Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for all you do for us dirty BMXers out here. Looks like the outlaw, Fishy Jones on the top side of this one. Donnell and McKay rounding that one out. Hey, Sarah, when you got a boyfriend, did you know you were getting a job too? I imagine like on the 3rd date, there was something like Paul sat her down and held her hand across the table at the romantic restaurant they were in, and he said, "There's something I really have to tell you about myself. I'm a track operator in the sport of BMX, and I'm reeling you in." Winiger, Ogden, McKay. I say run it without them. That's just me. I mean, if Dax and McKay miss their moto that's already on the gate, I mean, that's on them. Looking for the fox, Elijah Hudgens. He might be out in the trees chasing field mice. Topside ride, still going to Winiger. Winiger on the 1. McKay and Ogden rounding that out. That is Moto 3, 9 to 10 open class. Camping on the gate. You know, if this was my moto and I was on the gate, I would tell Joel to drop it because that's about the only chance I got. Helke Hudgens, Swan, Ashby Gear. Double A getting the jump on the rest of the pack. Captain Elbow's way in the back on some sort of high wheeler. Oh, man, nice jumping out of Helke. Helke jumps his way into the 2 spot. Z-Man now working it on the big bike. This kid, let's give him a unicycle next round and see what happens. Ashby giving it up to Helke. Swan settling in for the 3. Hudgens and Gear rounding that one out. Moto number 5, Remley, Hanley, Captain Chaos, Miller, and Kime. It's a fast one. 15 and over open class. It's like Kime on the inside, got Miller on his outside elbow. Miller rails that turn. Oh, Captain Chaos sneaks into the 2 spot. It's going to be Miller. Man, style right there. Stu, you got to sit in turn 2 and get a shot of that. Speaking of which, if you have trouble finding a picture of yourself from East Moline BMX Speedway, you must be looking on MySpace instead of Facebook. Because Stu takes some awesome pictures of you racers. Remley trying to work Captain Chaos at the line. Can't make it happen. 13-14 girls cruiser. Hanley Johnson, Natasha B. Hurst, and Sophie McBroom. You want to jump in? Yeah. Moto number is 6, 13-14 girls cruiser class.
Coming around the mountain. Jaybird up front. Natasha B. Demon in the 3 spot. Handley. Sophie McBroom. Let's see what shakes up. Natasha B working it. Great race in the ladies class right now. Julia, the Jaybird, doing it for Green Tree Brewery and Sander Bikes. Natasha B working for that 2 spot. The Demon, Cora the Explorer, and the Flying Squirrel. Seven-year moto start going to Jillian O, followed by Miley O. 3rd place ride, that has got to be the Bulldozer, Mason Eddy. He's just about to graduate high school, I hear. Kitty Westenauer in that 4 spot, coming out of Des Moines. She just so happens to be one of the most senior BMX racers, the most experienced riders in the entire world as far as BMX is concerned. Westenauer out of Des Moines in that last turn, bringing it home in the gate, 10 cruiser. Good start by Young Money, Rhett Pavlonis. Johnson in that 2 spot. Dr. Jones followed by the Ben Dog. Coming around the first turn, Pavlonis up front. Johnson for 2. Dr. Jones in the 3 spot. Ben Dog for 4. Ben Dog running just about every moto tonight. Pavlonis taking it home for the win. Z-Man, good start. Good start by the Shredder. Z-Man putting full power down and getting out in front. Let's see what he's got in store for us. Jump. 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 Working on a jump. No, pedal. Manual big air. Jump. Yeah, he is jumping everything right now.
Found these by the finish line.
Found a pair of car keys by the finish line. Z-Man taking it home. Car keys by the finish line. Looks like a GM key. It's got a key fob and another key on it. McGee in that 3 spot, bringing it up. Coming around the mountain right now. Kime up front, Chopin for the 2 spot. Remley, followed by the Jaeger bomb. Double J of Jacob Jaeger in that 4 spot right up front right now. Kime taking it home. Chopin and Remley. Whole shot, Dennison, Burke right there, the Knight Rider. Knight Rider might have swapped out his computer chip last round. Let's see where he's at. Closer to the front. Big wheels keep on turning in that 4 spot. Shane Voisin is rolling. Rolling down the river. Denniston, Burke, 1-2. Knight Rider and Voisin. 12 in the gate. Guys, we got some heavyweights in the gate. 5 and under. 5 and under, guys. This is going to be one of the greatest races of the night. Get ready. Good deal. Keys have been picked up. Kevin Stevens right now just having the greatest night of BMX. Reckitt Beckett in the 2 spot. 3rd place ride. Got to get some ID. It's got to be a Castle. I think it's El Castle in that 3 spot. Grayson D. Racing Grace has got Maverick Uptown Brown in there, making the pass. Brown starting to kick it in. Carson Castle, the double C. Come on, Carson, pedal. Yeah, nice work. Stevens, riding the roller coaster down that last straightaway. 2nd place ride, Reckitt Beckett right there. El Castle in the 3. Grayson D, we lost Maverick. Hold the gate starter. We got to get Maverick collected. He is caught. He's caught up in it. I don't know if we can get him. He looks pretzeled up. Oh, you know, Maverick, you know he just did that on purpose. He waited till you got right there and he popped right back up. Classic. Maverick Brown, give it up for him. He just wanted to make it work. Once again, Ben Dog in this moto. He just came off the cruiser. He's back onto the 20. McKay in there, Winiger and Ramos. Ben Dog up there. Ramos got an opening. Ramos sees it. There it is. Let's see what happens now. Ramos going for that win. Ben Dog in the 2. Ramos going to take it home with the win in the 3rd round. Ben Dog for 2. I don't know how the points are shaking up. McKay and Weniger in the 3-4. 14-year moto. Carson Little Frazier in there. Jackson Goodman, Sophie the Flying Squirrel, and Lucas Schrum. Schrum been on a roll lately. I've been saying it. I think he's just about intermediate. I don't know it. I don't know how many he's got. But it's more than one. Schrum, McBroom, Frazier, and Goodman. Schrum taking it home. Flying Squirrel for 2. Bump. Hole shot maybe. I take it back. That's Van Zuden, I think. West V with a nice start. We'll talk to you. Yep. Superman Porter in that 2 spot, 3rd place ride. Yeager. Harmony Ogden in the 4. Well, he wrote it good. Bump. No, that's not Bump. That's West V. Van Zuden out of Moline. He's got company. Here comes the Superman. Going to run out of gas. Yeager and Ogden. Okay, you want to go? You got to move what's coming up. Intermediate.
Wyatt. Bump, McBroom, Gear, and Gross. Looks like could be Gear out there on the top side of this one. Case and Gear. Gear on the 1. I think that's Brockton Bump on the 2. Gross and Eleanor McBroom. All right, Gear taking the win. Moto 16. 17 on the track, 15-year-old novice. Braden Shady, Gage Jones, and Sophie Jo Kinney. Top side ride going to Jones. Shady in there on the 2. Sophie Jo in there on the 3. Sophie Jo Kinney, that's a pop star name if I've ever heard one. Jones still on the 1, Shady out there on the 2. A couple of racers doing it out of Eldridge. I think it's like 2nd generation of Eldridge BMXers. Me and Bedford are from Eldridge. And if it wasn't for Bedford, I wouldn't have never got involved in this sport. He'd have never had to listen to me. It's all his fault. Eddie, Onyx, and Castle. Mason Eddy getting out just in front of Jeremy Castle. Castle trying to find a way around her on her home track. Castle coming out of Cedar Rapids. Eddie been tearing it up tonight, looking fast and furious. Right now, Castle and Arionyx out of Platteville, Wisconsin. Out there on the 3. Looks like Eddie working on a perfect for this one. She's going to take that one in for the win. Number 138. Wish I was. Wally Beast giving some mean mug coming out of the gate. Didn't make it happen, though. Zimmerman. But, man, who knows what could happen in this moto. They're 3 wide coming out of turn number 1. Wally Beast settling in on the 3 right now. Going to be Ramos on the 1, Zimmerman on the 2. Boy, I wouldn't want to have to try to figure out the points on this one if this finishes like this. Looking for Lightning McGee in staging. Oh, is McGee going to borrow a bike? I heard he had a busted spoke or 2. Wally Beast making the move. Wally Beast, right cycles rider, finds the 2 spot in front of Brody Zimmerman. Zimmerman back in the 3. Not liking that. Puts on the afterburners and blows past Wally Beast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with a win and only a win, Wyatt Speed Bump is about 3/4 of a lap away from turning expert. I don't want to jinx him or put any undue pressure on him, but here comes Kaczynski. Kaczynski working the 2 right now, just in front of who I believe is the outlaw, Fisher Jones. Jones hanging on to the 3. Speed Bump. He's got about 20 feet. Bump! Ladies and gentlemen, hold the parade. We have a move up.
All right, you are the music man.
Yeah, let's pull it through, guys.
Hey, Paul, can I carry it down?
Paul. So lucky that I had an extra set of ribs.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Some pretty cool stuff tonight. A perfect night for BMX. This is the best. Think about last Friday night. That was really, those were really tough conditions. Great night out here at East Moline BMX. We've got to move up. A BMX Achievement Award in recognition of outstanding performance in BMX racing. Moving to the final destination of the expert class. Unless he goes pro someday. Give it up for Wyatt Speed Bump. Come on down. All right, Bump. You're expert now. How's it feel?
Really good.
When did you start racing?
About 7 months ago.
7 months and you're already expert. How was it? How did it feel winning in Rockford last week at that state qualifier?
Good.
What are your plans now that you're expert?
To try to win and make new friends.
To try to win and make new friends. Are you also after total domination?
Yeah.
He is. Is there anybody you'd like to thank right now on your BMX journey? The microphone is yours.
My whole family, all my friends, and you.
All right, man. All right, give it up for Wyatt Speed Bump. Good job, man. Thanks. It's fun watching. It's been fun watching you get faster, and I'm excited to see what your first expert race brings us. So I know you've been training hard, and I know you race that open class a lot, so you're used to what's going on. So good luck, man. Nice work. Give it up for Wyatt. Expert. Pretty cool. In the gate, Dr. Jones. The Fox. Gold Cup number 2, the Demon. Patrick Lightning McGee. This could go any way right now. I have no idea what's about to happen. All right, I think we're ready to go. Sarah back. All right.
Moto number is 21, winding them down, folks. Don't forget, we're going to have a tarpon party after last moto, and that big 50-50 drawing is going to happen. Gate goes down, whole shot out of Hurst, but man, she almost collected Elijah the Fox coming out of the gate. Hudgens going bar to bar with the Demon. Right out of the gate, I do not recommend that. Hurst on the one, showing the fellas around the way. Hudgens on the two, Dr. Jones. And Lightning McGee rounding that one out. Hurst, though, winning this one in a big way. All she's got to do is hang on down that last straightaway. And she has got a perfect on the fellas tonight, making it happen for that Skull Crusher team. 14 intermediate moto number is 22, Goro Shekels and Natasha B. Oh, out 3 wide, heading to that table. Goro's got the inside line on the rest of them, though. Natasha B now moving up a little bit on the Big Show. Big Show has to shut it down so he doesn't collect Natasha B's back wheel. Still going to be Goro on the one, Natasha B and the Big Show. All right, Natasha B giving Goro some fits heading into that last turn. Still going to be Goro on the one. Goro, can he hang on? Keep Natasha on point right now. Wow, Goro found the afterburners. He was not going to get beat by a girl. Ah, did he just hit ludicrous speed? Burwell Bedford, the Knight Rider, and Miss Kitty. Looks like the Knight Rider taking the one away from Bionic Bob right now. Greg Knight leading the way into turn number 2. Bionic Bob and Buff Bedford behind him. Miss Kitty rounding it out tonight. It's going to be the Knight Rider on the one. Burwell Bedford and Miss Kitty rounding that out. That was moto number 23.
You're no fun.
Miss Kitty going to finish out her last moto of the evening as we find the 13 girls X class, Whitmarsh, Hanley, Johnson. Hannah the Hurricane, whole shot one more time. Oh, Hanley trying to get around the Jaybird. Jaybird having none of that. Whitmarsh starting to take off. Factory Sia ride. Oh, nice case out of Hannah. Paul, I think you're going to have some wheel true heading your way tomorrow at the shop. Whitmarsh hanging on to the one. Standard Green Tree Brewing ride of the Jaybird in there on the 2 and Cora the Explorer on the 3. Moto number 25 out of the gate onto the straight. Going to be Pavlonis, Ash Weniger, and Beef Johnson. Weniger hanging on to the 2 behind Pavlonis. Now 2 by 2 behind him. Going to be Ash and Beef Johnson. Johnson trying to find a way around Chandler Ash. Ash having none of that. Still Pavlonis on the 1. Pavlonis, Weniger 1 and 2. Slicing and dicing for the 3 and the 4 now. Beef Johnson, he's got the inside line on Chandler Ash. Ash has got a little bit more speed coming out of the turn, though. Looks like Chandler Ash going to hang on to the 3 behind Pavlonis' 1 and Weniger's 2. 12X. 5 wide heading to that table. Now Captain Elbows moves over on the rest of the class. He's got the 1 ride heading into turn number 1. Takes a peek over his shoulder. This kid's fast and smooth right now, hanging on to the 2 spot. Going to be Ashby. Ashby working his way into the 2 around Shelton. Now Shelton slicing and dicing back. Helke waiting for something silly to happen to find his way in there. And that silly thing was Shelton shutting it down. Helke finds the 3 behind Ashby, now giving Ashby fits as Captain Elbows checks out of this one. Keep an eye on the 2 and the 3. Going to be Ashby. Helke at the line. I think Helke got him. Moto numbers 27, Hanley, the Supersport, and Miller. Oh, wow, 3 wide. Somebody's overpowering their traction, though. I think that was Miller. I heard that tire scuff and losing traction. Miller might not know his own speed. Wow, nice work out of the 2 ride of the Supersport. Supersport holding off Handley. Supersport been struggling in the 3 spot all night. Now he's working the 2, but I don't think he's got enough to catch Miller. Miller's really starting to check out of this one. The hand grenade in danger of blowing up at any given moment. Here comes the Supersport hanging on to the 2, but here comes Handley. Handley, they both shut it down, and Supersport hangs on for the 2. Moto number 28 heading into that first turn. Going to be Kiosk, Spiker, Kime, and Baby Metal. Coming out of turn number 1, looks like it's going to be Kime on the 1. Going to be Kime, Spiker. Spiker now moving into the 2, or from the 2 spot into the 1. Kiosk hanging on to the 3. Baby Metal. Are you guys doing a coast race? No, Spiker's pedaling. I don't know what you guys are up to. Miley, this was your shot. You could have beat those boys. They're out there clowning. Miller, just checking betonmiller.com. Odds are up 65-2 on Miller. You could lay down a $5 and come home with $17. Bailey and Double J on the 1 and 2. Giving Earl a hard time because he got stuck with an 18 and a 20-year-old tonight. And Earl's pushing 38 years old. So, all right, last moto of the night, folks. Don't forget that tarpon party. Going to happen. And 50-50 going to happen. Gate goes down. Captain Chaos with the whole shot, giving Dennison fits all night. Is Captain Chaos. He's leading the pack into turn number 1. Now Burke, I thought Burke was going to go for the 2 on Dennison. Lets him slide by, and now he's trying to hold off Culver. Culver out there on the 4 right now. Captain Chaos still hanging on to the 1. Denniston out there doing it for Trusty Steeds on the 2. Factory Strange Motion ride, Burke on the 3. Factory Standard ride, Scotty Culver on the 4. Don't forget about Culver's ride tomorrow. Leaving Green Tree Brewing, I believe, at 3 o'clock. Stalk Scotty down on the Facebook. That's where that is announced. I think they're doing like 3 to 6, and then they're going to end up over at Green Tree Brewing to see Paul and Sarah butcher your favorite songs. All the classics. Are you guys going to play Proud Mary? Yeah. Cool. I'll look forward to that. All right, winning 50-50 ticket.
It's a green ticket, 752-850. 752-850. $752-850. We're back racing here next Sunday. 752-850. I don't know. I didn't even look at your tickets.
You got the winner.
Oh, Shane, that's your change.
Oh, thank you.
From earlier. Sarah, you did not win. Clearly.
Sarah,
She's calling a redraw.
Sarah, even though you didn't win, you're still a winner.
Shopa might have won, but Sarah just called a redraw.
Shenanigans.
He's got the winning ticket, but I think he wants a redraw. Yeah. Shopa with the win. It's been a while, I think, a decade, including about a decade. We need some help tarping the track. Everybody, please give us a hand. Yes. Oh, Shoba's got babysitting fees for Bentley at the line tonight. With a win, he just covered any babysitting fees to the track. Thanks everybody. We'll see you. We'll see you next week. League riders, I'll see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Racing, we have BMX Racing League. Next Sunday's our next race.